deadly.
Don't kill me, Wes!
30 shots in less than 30 seconds. When the gun smoke cleared, the McLowry brothers were dead, along with 19-year-old Billy Clanton. His older brother Ike, the instigator of the whole fight, ran off like a coward. The bloody gun battle is a huge hit with tourists who come from all over the world to watch history brought back to life.
It was fascinating, really great. Yeah, I really loved it. Yeah, it was great.
It was a very good gunfight today, and it was quite interesting, realistic. Tombstone is quite an event.
The costumes and then the blank bullets, the sounds they were making scared me at first. It was great.
But why? What is it about this famous gunfight spectators love so much?
There are a few things that are true Americana. This is it.
Dr. Guy Lafitte should know. He holds a PhD and has studied Tombstone's history extensively. He says it's the ultimate battle of good versus evil.
Reminds them of the good guy versus bad guy on the TV, and everything was pretty much black and white. But also there's a certain escape. Because if you look, you'll see a lot of costume characters on the street, and they're dressed up and they're here for the 125th, but it's for them to be dressed up. They're living, again, their childhood.
And that's really what it's all about, to dress up, play the part, and have a little fun. I mean, where else can you dress like this, except for Halloween, and walk the streets and have a good time? So, Chuck, we need to hear the weather.
Get that gun away from me, man. I'm scared of you. Hey, you know, it's cold out in Cochise County, and we'll get to the temperatures coming up in just a bit on KOLD News 13 at 10. You know, there were lots of theaters back in the 1880s that were here in Tombstone. It was sort of the cultural center of the southeastern portion of our state. Shefflin Hall, one of the oldest buildings in town and the largest adobe building in the Southwest, it'll be the scene this weekend of something quite special. Completed in June 1881 and named after Tombstone's founder, the stage was said to be the largest of any theater between Denver and San Francisco. Among the many plays performed during 1881 was the HMS Pinafore, and get this, it was by Gilbert and Sullivan. Wyatt Earp met his third wife, Josie Marcus, when she performed in the play here in Tombstone.
No, we have not changed a single word of the libretto. We have not changed a single note of the music. We have taken some visual license here and there. We have some action that may or may not have been what Gilbert and Sullivan meant to have, but if you read it as written, I think I'm closer than the normal production.
Performances are Friday and Saturday night at 8 o'clock. Tickets are $5 each. Where can you see a play like that by Gilbert and Sullivan for only $5? It is in the 40s now in Cochise County, expecting a freeze here in the southeast portion of the state. We'll outline the forecast numbers in your neighborhood and look ahead to Halloween weekend. That's coming up on KOLD News 13 at 10.
Plus more from Tombstone as Scott Kilberry learns about a Wild West card game so notorious it's illegal in all 50 states. KOLD.
And that very same storm that brought Denver all the snow, well, now it's bringing us a very cold night. We'll have bus stop temperatures and morning commute numbers coming up on KOLD News 13 at 10.
The 125th anniversary of the shootout at the OK-Corral, October 26, 1881.
If you think there wasn't a lot of gaming action back in 1881, think again. Scott Kilberry is down in Tombstone with more on the anniversary of the gunfight at the OK-Corral. And Scott, if Tombstone had a team back then, they might have been called the Gamblers, right?
Well, that's a good point. In 1881, the country was already crazy about baseball, but there wasn't a World Series just yet. There was a National League pennant winner, and that was the Chicago White Stockings. Boxing was big, and the Irishman Mike Donovan, he was the middleweight champ. And in 1881, saw the 7th run for the Roses at Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky. Hindu took the Derby that year. But the game at Tombstone, well, it didn't involve any bats or gloves for that matter, or even saddles. What it did involve was, well, a lot of betting and cheating.
All right, Kilberry, you want to learn to play Pharaoh?
Sure.
Here's how we do it. Right there is a bet that the 4 is going to win. Right there is a bet that the 10 is going to win. Or if you want the 4 or the 10, you bet there between them. You want the 4 or the 5, you bet between those. If you like the quad, you can bet all 4 of those at the same time. You can bet the 4 and the 9, you can bet the 10 and the 8. Any way you want to do it. Now, if it wins, you lose. If it loses, you win. And you convince yourself you've done something clever. I'm going to bet on both. So you're betting the 4 and the 10 to win and the 4 to lose. You're betting against yourself. That's all right. We allow that.
Yeah, I'm really confused.
Losing card is a queen. Winning card is a trade. So the first card's always a loser. The second card's always a winner. Look at there. You had the temerity to copper the tray. I'm afraid that didn't work out well for you.
So if I want to put this up here, that means I'm betting.
You're betting that the high card will win, that the winning card will be higher than the losing card.
You're not going to tell my news director that I was drunk, are you?
No, I never tell. Now that saloon girl, she might tell. Loses an 8, winners a 5, and you win.
This is a lot of fun. Why isn't anybody playing Faro anymore?
Well, the way I hear it, this game is illegal in all 50 states because the odds are dead even. Loses a deuce. Whoops. And the winner's an ace, I believe. Well, you win again.
All right. I'm breaking it in right now.
Yes, and you've just been cheated again.
I'm going to get you this time, Holiday.
Say when.
Anytime, any place.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Well, I'm your Killberry.
There you have it, your history lesson on playing Faro, the card game. And if you want more history, just dial it up on the web. You can live the reenactment of the shootout at the OK-Corral, because it might be just what you're aiming for. Reporting live from Tombstone, Scott Gilbert, KOLD News 13 Sports.